It's the final percent. The final percent.
All right, this is another episode of the Final Percent podcast, and coincidentally, there's an empty seat over here. So if you want to be interviewed on the Final Percent podcast, it would be my honor and pleasure to interview you on here. We can talk about anything from an interview standpoint of you personally. It could be an interview thing for your company. We can unpack some things. I want to make sure that invitation is open for everyone out there who may want to come on the show and talk about a couple things. Today, what I want to talk about is the idea of doing it anyway. One of the things I was given a sales seminar, and it was funny. Someone asked me what is the best thing that you've used in sales, and I said, well, honestly, do it anyway. And he goes, do what anyway? I said, just do it anyway. Because a lot of people are so analytical and they get so scared to just make any kind of decision. It really is an interesting phenomenon, but that's not what I want to talk about, because this isn't going to be about sales. It's going to be about, well, maybe in some sense, it's going to be about selling yourself. Because there's a great book out there called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And that's, excuse me, that's what I want to talk about today. Is I want you to feel whatever it is you need to get done, you want to get done, and I want you to do it anyway. Because I was actually sitting here with my nephew who produces my show, and we were talking about what do we want to get accomplished in today's show? What do we want to talk about? What do we want to convey? And honestly, because we've gone through so much, tumultuous experiences over the past few weeks, it's been very mentally draining, mentally taxing. And I don't always feel like coming on here and being Mr. Rah, rah, rah and motivation and inspiration. But the thing is last Friday, because we were working so hard on KMG, I didn't get a podcast out, and this is Monday, and this is going to go out today. And what I realized is I've just got to do it anyway. And so something that I'm working on personally, I wanted to talk about a little bit and unpack a little bit so that we can get into the habit of doing it anyway and going into this creative environment that I work in a lot, whether it's creating podcast ideas, whether it's creating a speech, whether it's creating music. We get into this idea of I have writer's block. And it's just not true. I don't think it's a thing, because when's the last time you saw a janitor have janitor block? Oh, sorry, I have mop block. If it's getting cleaning done around the house, my nephew has perpetual block on those things. So therefore, it sounds kind of dumb when you put it that way, right? It's not a thing. It's not real. It's just, do you want to, and are you going to get it done anyway? You know what I mean? Because if it's something fun that we want to do, whether it's, whether it's hanging out with your friends, whether it's riding bikes, whether it's going to an arcade, whether it's driving cars, it doesn't really matter. The key component in there is fun. And so we're getting into this habit of, I don't want to do anything that's not fun. And if you look at the whole idea of a writer's block, or you look at, I'm waiting for inspiration to strike. I'm waiting for this to come to me. I'm waiting to be inspired. I'm waiting to be motivated. Those people tend to wait for a very, very long time. And if you look at what it is, it's usually this environment that happens it's the right type of people in the room. So right now I'll speak specifically to music and in the studio. So if you have a studio environment, it's, someone played a song that you really liked, or a line that you really liked, or sang a line that you really liked, or it's the right people in the room, or you're trying to impress someone, or it's a group of buddies, or this, that, and the other. So it becomes fun. Therefore, that's your inspiration. And hard work, I can't remember who said it. I think it was Mark Twain said, the harder I work, the luckier I get. And there's a lot of truth to that. And I'm not saying be a robot. I'm just saying that if there's something that can make a difference in your life and the lives of others, learn the phrase, do it anyway. So if you're saying, hey, I don't really feel like cleaning the house today, well, do it anyway. I don't really feel like reading that book. Well, do it anyway. I don't feel like keeping up on my podcast. I don't feel like charting out, like, for instance, I'm really putting a lot of energy into I've taken upon myself, because I do a lot of life coaching. And so I said, you know what, I really want to understand this whole life coaching business at the most unbelievable level. So I've taken it upon myself to learn and get certified in every other person's system, from Jack Canfield to Tony Robbins, who else do we have? We have people like Les Brown. We have all the programs that come. Everyone has their own online course. And so I said, you know what, I want the credentials, and I want to understand what has worked for them. And then I want to take some of my own flair and panache, if you will, and I want to develop my own way of doing things. And I don't want it to just come from me. I want it to come from everyone who's been successful in the industry, and then I want to be an aggregate. But that's a lot of work, because it starts out, even before I can develop my own things, I have to be certified and do all of the work in everyone else's already finished course. Some of these things are 200 hours of video and test taking and trying to do it. Now, just to be super clear, I'm not doing the whole, I'm going to go spend the $25 thing and get a certificate, because those things are out there too. Those are what are called diploma mills. You don't do anything. It's a cash grab. So I hope people aren't doing that and basically getting ripped off. I'm really trying to develop something, but it's not always the most fun thing. Health is not always the most fun thing. It's more fun to drink a bunch of alcohol and eat cheeseburgers. That's more fun. But you know what? You don't look nearly as fun. And so I just want you to get really real with your commitments, and I want you to understand that everyone is going through this. But I know that I've talked about this in another podcast. No one tells their story from the middle. So I'm telling you guys right now, look, I didn't want to sit down here and get into this, and then I was just like, God, I've got to do it anyway. It doesn't matter. And then I went, that's what I need to talk about. Because there's a lot of people out there, you bought that course, or you bought tickets to a seminar, or you're wondering if you should buy tickets to a seminar. You're one decision away from changing your entire life. And that phrase, do it anyway, will help you make that decision. And it's something as small as, I'm at a party and everyone's going to look at me in a different way if I don't have a drink in my hand, or if I say, oh, I'm not going to eat meat at this party, or I'm not going to. No, be true to yourself anyway. Now, this can go the other direction, because we're taught as a young kid, if you look at all of the kids who are going to get ready to do something bad, they're going to break into a house, they're going to sneak out. They're the couple talking when they're in high school. Well, do it anyway. Like, sneak out anyway. Like, come anyway. Drink anyway. Peer pressure is that way as well. I'm talking about this in a much different idea, because I want you to say, I need to do it anyway, as it pertains being committed to your goals. Don't use it, because every tool that is in life coaching or business coaching is a double-edged sword. It's not, one is just not, it doesn't go one direction. So if we say do it anyway, well, you can be like, you can say, oh, well, I deserve to just eat a bunch of ice cream and sit on the couch all day. I'm just going to do that anyway because I deserve this. I think deserve is a very toxic and scary word to use. But again, it can be used in a very good way, but a lot of people will use the word deserve as an excuse. I think that you deserve to do it anyway. I think that when I am trying to develop a podcast and I'm trying to help people, go through what I've gone through, but maybe just a little bit faster and a little better navigated, if I can help you do that, I need to do it anyway. Instead of me going, man, I'm really tired, I'm stressed out, or I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. No, if I have these obligations, I need to do it anyway. If I'm tired, I got to do it anyway. And if you look in the idea of personal development, this idea is everywhere. Like, look at Mel Robbins' the 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it anyway. I mean, she doesn't say do it anyway, but that's basically what she's saying. Discipline is do it anyway. If you look at some of the most creative people in the world, they don't wait for inspiration to come, because you're basically waiting for, I'm waiting for it to be fun. Sometimes you've just got to do it anyway. And right when you see progress, right when you see the needle move a little bit, right when you start seeing something change, right? The progress is one of the most addictive things. And that's why in weight loss stories, for instance, right when you see someone lose that 10, 20, 30 pounds, now all of a sudden it would be impossible to get them to not be committed to their diet. Why? Because they've come so far, they see so much progress. They don't want to go back. But it's those first, it's that momentum. Do it anyway to get yourself started, to get progress. This is such a small but huge concept at the same time, because all we're talking, it's Jim Collins talks about it in the book Good to Great. The flywheel, he says, it's one little cog that starts moving, that moves a bigger one and a bigger one and a bigger one. All of a sudden, the flywheel is moving your wheels, and you're cruising down the road going unbelievably fast, and you started out just by doing it anyway. So the thing is, if you want to change your life, do it anyway. If you want to, if you have a choice between, and you truly have the time and you have the decision, hey, I'm going to go play a video game, or I'm going to read a book, I'm going to watch Netflix, or I'm going to go to a seminar, I'm going to develop my plan, or I'm going to do the hard work, because there's that saying, do what you need to do as soon as you can, so you can do what you want to do for as long as you can. And get those, and there's another book called Eat That Frog. It's literally do it anyway. It's permutation, or I don't know if that's the right word, but you know what I'm trying to say. It permeates our culture in so much of the self-development space of do it anyway. Oh, I know you don't want to do it. Oh, just do it anyway. I know you don't really have the time. Hey, do it anyway. Oh, I know you're tired and you don't want to work out right now. Do it anyway. Oh, you're too tired to go play catch with your kid in the yard. Do it anyway. Oh, you're too tired to spend quality time with your wife. Guess what? Do it anyway. I'm telling you, it's really, really important on those things to do it anyway. So anyway, this has been the Final Percent Podcast. I am here to tell you, hey, look, everyone goes through it. It's hard to be Mr. Motivation, inspiration, all of that stuff, but sometimes you have to do it anyway, and that's what I did today, and that's why I wanted to illustrate and talk about it. So the next time you want to quit, throw in the towel, dare I say, go the final percent and do it anyway.
It's the final percent. The final percent.